Game of Thrones Season 8 premiere was pirated 55 million times in 24 hours. Game of Thrones has been the most popular TV series in the world for a long time. This accomplishment we had recently reported about that came from HBO, which came up to 17.4 million, including live TV, and HBO's streaming services. We now have Global Musso determined about 55 million instances of piracy in the first 24 hours of the episode airing. 76.6% of these came from various illegal streams online. 12.2% came from downloads, 10.8% came from public torrents, and 0.5% from private torrents. Apparently, 10 million of these views came from India, and 5 million came from China. It's curious just to put things in perspective, the most viewed episode on TV was the finale of MASH. It garnered over What do you guys think about this? Talk to us in the Donald Trump posts a Game of Thrones meme again and HBO isn't happy. Game of Thrones Season 8 premiere breaks viewership records. Game of Thrones has had a notorious history with leaks and looks like it isn't done yet. After Season 7, the leak comes from Amazon Prime Germany, which seems to have had a did with the first episode. Fans found out, social media sites like Reddit have already begun discussions on the episode, and it looks like the juicy spoilers are flowing out. HBO has in the most basic terms, this is barely a leak. It's more of some what do you think? Talk to us in the Game of Thrones stars are a lovable bunch on the whole, but some of them are so pure that they have made a special place for themselves in the fandom. One such actor, Momo, did the whole shaving in a video, which is a part of his campaign. He posted the video, "I just want to do this to bring awareness that plastics are killing our planet, and I think I have a solution." There's only one thing. Of course, the internet went into a frenzy following this, because Jason Momoa's beard has its own fan following. Jason Momoa just shaved his beard off, and now nothing makes sense in this world. Joe at Jodiel. At first I was devastated when I saw the headline, but then I saw the photo and 911 Hello 911, what's your emergency? Me asterisk hyperventilating asterisk 911 You saw the photo of Jason Momoa without a beard, didn't you? Jocelyn at Jothipotamus. Well done guys, first you destroyed the planet and now you destroy Jason Momoa's beard. I don't know which is. Cookie at Mississippi Donna Cook. Well, at least he is doing it for a good cause. What do you guys think? Game of Thrones has been one of the biggest phenomena on TV for almost a decade. The stars of the show, Time magazine recently released which is known worldwide. Every year the magazine introducing the 2019 Time at Time. Both Emilia and Richard have been named in the artists category. Great British actress Emilia Clarke, they said. I confess I worried. What was revealed was a woman of mickle might, whose instincts, wedded by years of hard work in environments that were not always safe or healthy, are as finely honed as any I've encountered. She has the courage. Northern Irish actor, director, producer, and screenwriter Sir Kenneth Branagh, who worked with Madden on the hit movie Cinderella, told Time. Richard Madden has a rigor and a discipline in his work that makes him a very tough self-critic. In fact, there's no doubt that both Richard and Emilia will continue to inspire us all in the years to come. What do you guys think? Podrick showed us his singing abilities in the latest episode, and it was one of the most beautiful moments of the second episode of Season 8 saw the return of the good boy being the best thing. Arya Stark has been seen as a focused and determined warrior, and she has hardly strayed from that path. Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 2 is over and the White Walkers have finally arrived at Winterfell, and Daenerys Targaryen has been seen throughout the show to be someone who can be ruthless, as well as soft towards Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 2 dropped today, and we got a lot more than expected, yet again. Wow! Ever since Bran Stark became the Three-Eyed Raven in Season 6, there has been a big mystery surrounding the role. 19 details you might have missed in Game of Thrones Season 8 premiere. Spoiler: Game of Thrones Season 8 intro has been leaked online and it's completely different. Kit Harington gags after kissing Emilia Clarke in a behind-the-scenes video. HBO has released new photos from Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 2. Lena Headey had objected to the Cersei Euron scene in Game of Thrones Season 8 premiere. Donald Trump posts a Game of Thrones meme again and HBO isn't happy. Game of Thrones Season 8 Episode 2 has been leaked online. Game of Thrones writer explains the meaning behind the Night King's spiral symbol. Copyright 2019 Wiki of Thrones, all contents right reserved. Join our mailing list to receive the latest news and updates from the Citadel.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.